And we're going to be wrapping it up here soon by answering the question, how do we fix hookup culture? How can we put God back at the center of our relationships? How can we do that? I say it's simple. Stop hooking up, step out the hookup culture, and learn how to date.
I like that. I just don't think that we have true understanding of, because hooking up is sex, right?
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think we truly understand on the effects that, you know, sex have, you know. I just don't think that we just understand it, period, based on, it can even, and y'all can go research this, it can change your genetic makeup, because I was told that, or like I read that the amount of people that you actually have sex with, they actually leave behind a little bit of DNA.
Yeah.
Regardless, you know, even after you have a, you know, a child and everything. And so, yeah. And so
that's crazy.
It's almost like how wolves actually choose a mate. Like I have imprinted on you, kind of like
he talking about Twilight.
Twilight. Yeah, you know, so you can.
I've been forcing him to watch Twilight.
Yeah. So yeah. So I think just truly understanding about our heritage and like how, you know, God, you know, made us, and, you know, this is why that he doesn't want us to be in this hookup culture, and how that it can ultimately affect you toward the middle of your relationships. And because you can get a hold of something that, you know, won't let you go. And you know, these are just, I would say, things that can be seen in the natural. So, all right, if you have sex or have unprotected sex with somebody and you catch something that you can't get rid of, like HIV or AIDS, like we play the Russian roulette game with that each and every time. So a lot of times if you end up having sex and you catch something that may not be too bad that you can get rid of with penicillin or something like that, you're just like, okay, I'm gonna stop for a little while, and then you fall right back into it.
Yeah.
Because our bodies crave that, what's that, dopamine or serotonin?
Yeah, maybe both.
Yeah,
Can't remember the distinction.
So because it wants that hit, and so you end up getting with somebody else, and that person may not fit how the other person fit with you, and then next thing you know, it's like, yeah, this person, they aren't sexing me right. And I promise you, if you didn't had a whole bunch of experiences, it will affect your relationship and how you look at that person without even trying. I would say even with myself, I'm not happy about all the things that I've done in the past, is because it can truly affect your present.
Ooh.
And I don't think that we think about that enough, because if we don't know the word, if we don't know the word, the world tells us, hey, focus on right now, your present, instead of actually focusing on your present, past, and future. So
Absolutely. I mean, you said it all. Like, there's no real distinctions between emotions and sex, you know. They're one and the same. And that's why sex is confusing the culture, because we're not doing it and using it properly the way that it was intended within a marriage. I mean, God knows how powerful sex is. And that's why ideally he wants it to happen within the confines of a relationship and of a marriage, you know. And, you know, often in the culture, I'll hear people say, oh, marriage won't protect you from heartbreak. Marriage won't stop that person from cheating. Marriage won't do this. But that's not the point. You might still get in a car accident, but that doesn't mean you never put on a seatbelt. Like,
that's true.
Or do
all
you
facts,
take
no printer.
Yeah, or do you take every precaution available to you to ensure that you have the best possible outcome no matter what happens? I mean, that seems the most logical to me. it seems, you know, if you want to date, present yourself in the way that you want to be seen. And that means everything from the person you choose to date to what you talk about and what you wear. Yes, what you wear matters too, because perception goes along with that and how that person sees you and how you want to represent yourself while you're out there in the world, especially when hookup culture is more prominent than ever right now. I mean, I get it because I was operating like that. Don't date until you're ready to get married. I agree completely.
Yeah.
Kenya just said that. She says, don't date to date, date for marriage. That'll make you more intentional with where you need to be and who you allow in your space. Yep. What do you think about that?
Yeah, you have to be intentional, because if you aren't, so being intentional is actually saying that you have a course of action. So you actually are foreseeing things on how to actually get there, because there is intent behind it. That means that you got a plan. And so when you are like what we have done and, you know, done before many times, is just going with the flow. I mean, Nina said that, hey, you know,
we just chilling.
Exactly. Just chilling. No, we doing more than chilling. We feeling.
Snuggling, cuddling, fanoogling. Is that a word?
Yeah, noodling. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
As what they say. No, I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, so change our music. Oh, like in the culture?
Oh, yes. That's my boy Mike.
Get back to them.
To old school love songs. Yeah.
I agree.
Actually, he is very right. So if we go out to like a club or something like that, a lot of times they have, you know, drill music on. It's about shooting, killing, all of that, right? And if you're constantly listening to that, you're going to be on edge all the time. You're going to...
anxious.
Yes. And that's why...
That's how I be feeling.
That's how people don't even... You can't even go out and enjoy yourself. It's no dancing. You got people that's in the sections. They looking
corners.
at you like you a peasant. And, you know, they feel bigger than what they are. It's crazy because going out, it should be about enjoying yourself. It should be about dancing, just like in Lil Jones when they were stepping.
Oh, that looked so fun.
Because Chicago stepping is
a big thing there, yeah.
You know, so
we know it from R. Kelly.
Yes.
But yeah.
Shout out to R. Kelly for the great music.
Kenya said they're playing. Kenya said they're playing Pound Town too.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Have you noticed the transition of music? Like, okay. Like back in the 80s and 90s, right? And, you know, maybe before that, the main music you would hear as it pertains to sex, it would be subtle and sweet. Like, you know, like I always think about like the Isley Brothers song. No, it's not Between the Sheets. There's a line somewhere where he says something like, oh my God, what does he say? Let me, I don't know. Like it's something very subtle.
Yeah.
It insinuates what you're gonna be doing, but it doesn't explicitly say it.
Yes.
And then it turned a lot more explicit going towards the 2000s with other music and R&B with Usher, Trey Songz and stuff like that, right? But then like later on, like up until now they're not even saying the word sex. They saying I wanna F you and I'm gonna do it this way, this way, this way. It don't even sound good anymore. It just sounds painful.
Because it's yes,
it does. It sounds terrible, to be honest.
That's because over time it has unraveled. Mm-hmm. Over time it has unraveled to a point to where there's no imagination towards
that's the word.
The person you actually sexing them. Is because it's definitely all online, and you see it, and it's so disheartening just to see it because it's like, okay, something I don't know, like what religion.
I figured out the sign, the line.
Go ahead. Sing it, girl.
I'm sorry. I just remembered it. He said, I like the way you receive me.
Oh, yeah.
Right. clutching my pearls just with that. And he's
I
like,
like the way you receive. Yeah, exactly.
like, you know what like that's what I'm saying. It's so subtle, but it's so sensual.
Exactly.
And like, you can play that in the context of a marriage. You know what I mean? And it's still, and it gets you in that vibe, right? But but now you have where it's like, oh yeah, Pound Town, down. This is brown. This is pink. Like,
okay, my mama said they need to listen to Key Sweat. That
Key
is her
Sweat
favorite.
Hotel.
Yeah, I'm telling you. See, you know, Key Sweat was really, really amazing because he had some. It was a song called like the 10 Commandments. He was like, one, boom, boom, boom. I mean, R. Kelly did the thing too, to where he was really, yeah. So music has really, really, I'm not gonna say evolved, it devolved.
Kind of deteriorated.
Yeah, because you need a little bit of, hopefully I'm using this word right, ambiguity when it comes to just how sacred sex is. Because once you actually get married and you actually care about a person, you don't want somebody else to be digging out your woman, you know,
of course not.
or digging out your man.
Different context, huh?
Exactly. so yeah. I think that's all important. I'm glad that Mike brought up the context of music.
Who's Mike?
Mike that just got married. We went to New Orleans.
Cruz?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't tell me that was him. Hey, Mike.
Said Cruz.
You said Cruz.
Okay.
How am I supposed to know that?
Remember when I told you that, he wanted to be Mexican and, he named himself
You want to be
Cruz?
Mexican, Mike?
No, I'm lying.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But no, that makes a lot of sense. Do you have any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
My closing thoughts is for everyone, all the people, for you to be able to accept love, be able to evolve with love, and watch the movie and learn something from it, because it's...
Learn what not to do.
Yes. Actually, you can learn what to do as well. Because,
we talked about that too.
Yeah, Darius was taking his time with Nina when they was in the bed. So,
Lord.
I'm saying for the married people. For the married people. And
Devolved. I'm sorry.
Exactly. But yeah.
You did make that up.
Overall, I think that these are movies that people need to see, because I think it can actually bring people back together. Because they will see how love isn't just it just isn't in a straight line. That it has ups and downs, peaks and valleys, just like a mountain.
Yeah.
But if you're traveling together, it makes it so much better. It makes it more effective. And when you just include a person in there, just know that it's not about you. It's about, of course, it's about God, and it's about you and that person having some type of longevity when it comes to this thing that we call life. We wasn't meant to be by ourselves, and I think we need to embrace that, and we need to embrace our own masculine energy and feminine energy. I think that is something that we need to, see, because in Love Jones, they made sure that they separated the two, and all of that is beautiful in itself, because it is in its own lane. Because a woman is not going to always think like a man, and vice versa. And so, so as this shirt say, love is the best, so.
Love is the best thing we do, Amsterdam. Josh being funny. We're not about to play with Josh right now. What is a woman? What's a woman, Alan?
Well, it's a woman that can reproduce.
A woman is a woman.
A woman is a adult human female.
Yeah.
And with that being said,
exactly. I'm not finna go there.
And with that being I'm not playing with him right now. And with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. And tune in to the next show. Make sure you catch what other quality entertainment is gonna be coming in the queue, okay? We got a lot of good things coming up, all right? And we are so excited to bring them all to you. Thanks, guys.
And we out.
Fight for the algorithm.